In today's Tesla news video, we take a look at how the mainstream media is reacting to Morgan Stanley's latest developments and share their thoughts on the newly established price target of $400. This revelation comes as a result of an awakening triggered by Tesla's innovative Dojo computer. With these recent developments, perhaps legacy media will finally get the whole Tesla story.
The analyst Adam Jonas is bullish on Tesla's supercomputer Dojo, which is powered by artificial intelligence, and believes it puts the EV maker at an asymmetric advantage in a $10 trillion total addressable market. Jonas also raising his price target on the stock to $400 from $250 per share. So that one of the latest moves here around Tesla, and said specifically investors have been debating for a while whether it's an auto company or a tech company. He believes it's both and sees the biggest value driver being from software and services revenue for Tesla.
And this is a big note coming from Adam Jonas on this particular thesis here. He puts the total addressable market of whatever this is at $10 trillion. I guess the market for the supercomputer for artificial intelligence in general, and talks about adding up to $500 billion to that Tesla enterprise value. That's how he arrives then at the price target increase, which is sizable here. And this supercomputer that I guess Musk has talked about in the past, but this is the first time that Jonas and his team have really dug into it and tried to figure out what it could mean for the company. He likens it to what AWS did for Amazon as perhaps what Dojo can do for Tesla.
Well, Musk has said the same thing similarly before, saying that it makes sense to offer Dojo as a service. So perhaps kind of similar to what we've seen with AWS. There's also going to be a lot of data that's being able to be leveraged and going to be leveraged from Dojo. It's basically AI machine learning, and for video training, using the video data coming from its fleet of vehicles is how the company has described it in the past. And that amount of data, especially across the fleet of Tesla vehicles, that could be kind of integrated in anything from insurance processes all the way through just making the driving experience that much more safe, and perhaps push over-the-air updates as necessary once they get certain data points.
Yeah, and also Tesla is in focus this week because the new Elon Musk biography is coming out. Walter Isaacson's book. I spent part of the weekend reading the various reviews of the book, the various Q&As with Walter Isaacson as well. And one of the first news items to come out of the book was this idea that Musk had blocked Starlink access for the Ukrainian military, effectively preventing them from a sneak attack on the Russian submarine fleet at one point during the conflict between the two countries. Since then, there's been sort of some clarifications coming out. Maybe Musk made the change previously and didn't notify the Ukrainian military. It's whatever the case may be, Isaacson portrays him as being uncomfortable with the role that he now occupies in that conflict because of the way that the military has been using Starlink, which is kind of interesting. He also portrays him, not that this is a huge news flash to anyone, as very mercurial. And in a Q&A I read, describes the sort of different modes, dark mode, demon mode, he describes it. And then I think there was another one that was like idea mode or something more genius mode or whatever, where he's coming up and working with ideas. But definitely both a pivotal character in the development of electric vehicles in the U.S., but also a volatile one.
Yeah, well, a mercurial mind that you don't want to see in retrograde ever. Even as you think about all of the different pieces that Musk is moving around in across, whether it's SpaceX or Neuralink or Tesla, of course, or X, and whatever that will become, and the integration of all of these in one way or the other. Dare I say, Boring Company and their flamethrowers. It's really remarkable in many instances because it's eye-catching to people that all of this points back to one figure, but at the same time, it's a larger question of, okay, with that power, where will many of the ideas that have come forward be put forward to good use and good civic responsibility?
Let's have some lighthearted fun by watching an entertaining interview with the infamous Tesla bear, Gordon Johnson. The poor host can't seem to get a word in during this amusing exchange, and to top it all off, she ends up laughing at the end with a ridiculous price target. Be prepared for some hilarious comedy.
Gordon Johnson, CEO, founder of GLJ Research, a notorious bear. on Tesla. So your bone of contention today is all about this note from Adam Jonas from Morgan Stanley, where he obviously ups the target to $400, but talking about Dojo, the supercomputer. This could add $50 billion to company enterprise value. There's $10 trillion addressable market here. He's gung-ho like so many other people, and you are not. Why not?
Right. So this note contains a bunch of what we see as fluff. And I want to read from my notes here. Adam Jonas even said, and I quote, "We did not validate the many claims Tesla has made about Dojo's cost and performance, which was the entire basis for his upgrade." I read his note. It's not anything mathematical. It's literally management said, Elon Musk said. So when you consider that Morgan Stanley is Tesla's banker, you consider that 60.3% of Adam Jonas's price target on Tesla is based on businesses they're not even in, businesses that don't exist for them. That would be like me valuing McDonald's at $50 billion and $25 billion of that being for selling tennis shoes. I mean, the fact that the SEC lets this stuff happen is kind of crazy because Morgan Stanley is Tesla's banker, and they lent Elon Musk a lot of money to buy Tesla. To buy Twitter. That he's probably going to now sell some stock to pay them back for. But it's kind of ludicrous. And, you know, to be quite honest, I don't know what else to say. You know, people need to really look negatively on this, what I see as crap analysis.
It's amazing that, you know, first of all, Adam Jonas's calls of $400 are not, you know, astronomical. I mean, there are people who are even higher than that. And the supercomputer here that we're talking about, Dojo, they're comparing it to like something like what Amazon Web Services has. But I don't think it's fair to categorize and say what they're doing is a conflict of interest, like that they're, you know, touting Tesla because they're bankers. I mean, you can't, I mean, all of Wall Street are bankers for all these companies that they report on all the time and that they put analyst reports out. I mean, you just can't say that they're doing it because they have an investment in Tesla.
It's not me saying that.
Right.
Consumer Reports ranks them 7 of 12 in autonomous driving technology. In 2020, they were ranked number 2. Guidehouse ranks them last in autonomous driving technology. Previously, they were ranked, years ago, they were ranked number 1. And the real Dan O'Dowd has highlighted many times on Twitter that their FSD literally makes mistakes that drunk drivers don't make. This isn't me saying this. This is the actual experts who rate this stuff saying this. I want to say what a data scientist said. He said, while Tesla played up the Dojo Dojo broke the exaflop barrier at AI Day, implying that would make them among the most powerful compute clusters in the world, any deep learning expert laughs at this because they know that right now, Google has 9 exaflop clusters with their TPU X4, and AWS is running 6 exaflop clusters with their internal Trianium chips and 20 exaflop clusters with their H100 GPUs. The point being, Tesla is years away from being anywhere close to these guys. So for Morgan Stanley to come out and say they're close is just scientifically and mathematically incorrect. Let's talk about the quarter. They're having one of the worst quarters on record. Despite massive price cuts, inventory discounting, operating margins in Q2 at 9.6%, below Toyota, Mercedes, BMW, and Stellantis, and going to drop significantly more in Q3. They're going to sell probably around 450,000 cars. That's down from last quarter for a company who's valued at like 5 times or 4 times Toyota, when Toyota sells millions of cars a year, and they're selling hundreds of thousands. Look, this is ridiculous analysis, and somebody needs to just say it.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I understand all the things you're saying, and I understand the perspective you're bringing, but at the same time,
we need to get into it.
I do, because but when you look at scale and size,
this company's valued at $400 billion. That's ridiculous. They sell 450,000 cars a year.
But it's
they have operating
valuation
margins
like a
that are
tech company.
collapsing. And okay, sorry.
It's like a tech company. It's like a tech company. It's not being valued like an auto company.
98% of their gross
I know, but when you think about it's a battery company, I know you're going to say they're not making their own batteries.
98% of their gross profit in Q2 was from selling cars. You and others have been saying this is a tech company for the past 5 years. Where is the tech? They're last at FSD. They buy their batteries from other people. this Dojo computer, literally, I just explained to you, is somewhat of a joke.
They make their own batteries. They also make their own batteries. You can't say that they don't make any of their batteries.
They don't. They buy their batteries from BYD, which is a competitor. I mean, they're not.
I mean, we've had on guests who talk about the batteries that they make. They also gained market share in China, which I almost can't believe it too, because there's so much a competitive landscape there. But on scale and size,
their market share in China has collapsed. Who is telling you this stuff?
Yeah, but it's right here. I'm reading it right here. It says that in August it went up to 13.2% from 7.5% in July. That their market share doubled in China against the rivals expand. So, there are some things that are happening that are good news for Tesla.
But for you to call Tesla a tech company is just wrong.
No, I didn't say it's a tech company. I said it's trading like a tech company.
98% of their gross profit in Q2 came from selling cars. 75% of which was regulatory credits, which dropped 50% quarter over quarter.
Right.
Some of that was FSD.
Like
again, 98%. So if 98% of your gross profit comes from selling cars, you are a car company. You're not a tech company.
But you're not, okay, I didn't say they were, I said it's trading like a tech company. I didn't say it's a tech company, okay? That's just to clarify that. Second, I mean, they have things that are brewing that people are banking on. I mean, people are looking at, and I know you don't love it, but the supercomputer, the superchargers. How about the chargers that they're putting out? They just added more.
Natalie, how much revenue do they get from superchargers? Do you know?
Well,
do you know how much revenue they get from superchargers?
Dan Ives talked about the growth that you could see over time.
Did you know that superchargers are less than 1% of their revenues? Did you know that?
Well, they could grow. They have to grow.
But you do realize how ridiculous it is to say less than 1% of their revenues can grow, right? You understand that?
I understand. But if they get the monopoly on it and continue to grow, I don't know what the addressable market is. I mean, you have like all these other companies like Blink and all this. But
listen, Natalie, here's the reality. Adam Jonas from Morgan Stanley knows. Hold on. Adam Jonas from Morgan Stanley knows that in 2021 he had a $535 bull case price target. His thesis was that their 30% gross margins were going to drop. Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
His thesis was their 30% gross margins were going to drop to 27% by 2030. They were 19% in the second quarter, and they're going to be significantly lower. He was dead wrong, and he's dead wrong again. He puts out these long-term theses that prove wrong, and then everybody jumps on it and gets happy. This is an opportunity to short the stock because Dojo, listen, Natalie, to get to FSD, to have level 5 ADAS, you need LiDAR and you need high-resolution radar. The computer means absolutely nothing,
right?
They have neither.
Yeah.
That's it, period.
Okay. Let's just leave it there. And I will say, and I know you don't care what Elon Musk said, but he talked about the cars full self-driving, how they were driving around for days.
But he's promised FSD for 7 years. He promised FSD for 7 years and counting, and he hasn't achieved it. Okay. When do you say, okay, I'm not believing this guy anymore?
What's your price target? $24? Are you at $24 these days? Where are you?
That's correct.
All right, so I was about right. Look, I love talking with you because I think it's important for you to bring the other side. I don't know, but
can you take some time to listen to what I'm saying? Because every time you tell me this is a tech company, and every quarter more and more of their profit comes from selling cars.
I said it trades like a tech company.
Okay.
I didn't say
you realize they buy batteries from their competitors. People are not buying batteries from Tesla. You do know that. You know that.
Gordon, thank you.
Thank you.
I love when you're on. Thank you, Gordon Johnson. Till next time.